we're going to go over the side glide exercise in a hinged over position. So for those that struggle with the split stance contralateral reach, the exercise where we're here and reaching over because they are either lacking balance or they just need to feel the shifting happening a little bit more. So I suggest that even if you feel comfortable with that exercise, that you explore this position because it's really nice to really get low to the side of the bum here. You're going to give this a shot. So what Jace is going to do is he's going to soften his knees. He's going to be in two legs now. And when he softens his knees, he's going to place his hands on his chest and his belly, and he's going to bring his weight forward so that he feels more weight in the forefoot. Excellent. Now he's going to put his left hand on the wall and his right hand on his hip. From here, he's going to lean forward, but as he leans forward, his knees went back here a bit, so that's perfect that he showed that. Now I'm going to have him come forward so that even though his butt is going back, his knees don't go back, and he still feels weight in the fronts of his foot. From here, he's going to glide his hip over to the left, staying forward and feeling a load through the side of his bum. He's going to inhale and come back out. And I'm going to talk through a couple points here. So inhale. The weight should go towards the outside of his foot, so the outside border, the pinky toe knuckle and the outer heel, but he's not losing contact with the big toe knuckle. So if you need a sock or something to really remind yourself, so here he's got a partner here, don't lose here, and he's going to lean over. Now, if he's not feeling his butt and he's feeling his sides, what I want to make sure is we're going to just come out of the position, and I'm going to show it from the side, from the back side, just so you can appreciate. So he softens his knees a little bit, and he brings his body weight forward. Now he's going to send his butt back to you, but his knees stay forward. So he's going into that hinge position. Pause here, and I'm basically taking him by the head, and I'm pulling him slightly more so the weight's in his forefoot. So really make sure you challenge yourself. Now you're going to get his hand on the wall here, and you're going to go ahead and glide over. And are you feeling your butt working here? Yep. Awesome. And come back. And just explore those end ranges. This is really new for a lot of people that struggle shifting side to side. Breathing in as you go. Find the outside border. Good. And I really recommend you put something underneath that big toe knuckle to make sure you keep contact there. If that's too intense, obviously what Jace could do is just go a little bit closer to the wall or maybe halfway in between. And obviously if it's not intense enough, he can move further away. Again, stay forward for me, always being in the fronts of his foot. Good. Loading through the whole side chain of his body. He's going to feel mainly work on the side of his bum there, breathing in, and I suggest exploring both sides for at least 8-10 repetitions. Lastly, I just want to emphasize one point about the knee and its position during this exercise. So key thing, as I mentioned, is not to lose the big toe knuckle. So I'm going to put a sock underneath my big toe knuckle just to ensure that I always have it down. Because many times, remember, we're going to soften our knees, bring our body forward in space, feel the whole foot, especially the front of the foot without losing the heel. Hand over here, and I'm going to move towards the wall, feel my bum loading and staying forward always. My nose over my toes. And I come back. Now, oftentimes people will end up shooting their knee out at the same time their hip. What we're actually looking for is this oblique angle from the hip to the knee where the knee stays inside the hip. So as I go here, I stay forward. I want that angle rather than the knee going out, and sometimes people feeling load in the lower part of their leg. So really aiming to feel the butt here. So over here, I'm staying forward. I keep my big toe knuckle down. The weight will transfer towards the outside of the foot, but without losing that big toe knuckle, I feel my bum working. Now, last important point to make as well is the idea that we don't want to feel our lower backs with this. So many times when people do extension, side bending, they feel their lower back because the vertebrae are getting a little compressed. So by being in this hinge position, nose over toes and feeling our bum working or loaded in the backs of the legs, we should not feel the lower back at all because we're in this hinge position rather than performing it like that. So work that from the ground up, explore those side to side movements, and let us know how it goes.